Hey everyone, welcome to Smash Trivia. I'm your host, Smash Trivia John. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram by searching Smash Trivia to follow everything happening with me. I'll be the one with the big old green head in the profile picture. So excited to get into this. This is the Gamma Analysis. Basically, in this series, I'm gonna review everything Hulk, all the movies, TV shows, and I also do random other geeky films. Occasionally, not so geeky ones too. And I also like to mix things up once in a while by not reviewing anything. Hope you enjoy Smash Trivia Presents The Gamma Analysis. I want to ask everyone listening if they can please do something for me. Please share the hell of this podcast with all your friends. If you don't, Hulk will be angry. Now that we have all that important stuff out of the way, let's smash right into this episode. Hello, my Gamma friends. Today I'm joined by Devan from the House of Ideas podcast. How are you doing, Devan?
I am doing very well. Um, Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you for
I'm
coming on.
terrible at intros, but yes, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be on here talking about what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, I understand being terrible at intros. If I didn't have a script for my intro, I would probably be terrible at it as well. Um, would you like to real quick before we get started on the movies we're gonna be reviewing? Would you like to let tell my viewers a bit about your podcast?
Yes. So again, my name is Devin. I have a podcast, one of many, called House of Ideas, where um basically each episode, unless otherwise, depending on the guest, but for the most part, each episode I take one character, mostly Marvel, sometimes DC, and I break it down with a new guest every week.
Okay.
So, for example, I've done episodes on Monica Rambeau. I've done episodes on Jean Grey. Uh, and the next group of episodes are going to be coming out in a couple in May. I think is when I have season two. I have the Scarlet Witch, and I have several other a lot of X Men. That's just I love X
Understandable.
Men, but of course I also do love the Avengers and
And it'll be
other.
a fitting time for it, as I believe like beginning of May or something like that is gonna be like when the X-Men 97 show will be airing its finale.
Yes.
So it's a
Oh,
perfect
most
time
definitely.
for those to release.
Oh, most definitely. And soon with those releases, I plan on doing a breakdown of God, the Krakoan age of the X-Men
Okay.
with two guests. So lots happening over there, which I'm sure
Nice.
I will give a link to John here and so he can put in his description if he wants. And then
All
if you
right.
want to go check it out, it's all on like Spotify, App Podcast, YouTube, all that fun shit for
Yeah.
the House of Ideas. So
Yeah, check out his podcast. It's always fun getting to learn more about these different comic book characters that we love. Uh, um,
yeah.
However, for the episode you were coming out of my podcast, you could have chose us to do something superhero related, but you chose us two films that I actually absolutely love.
Same.
Love of the Babysitter films on Netflix. They
Mhm.
are horror comedies and they have the exact kind of tone on that that I absolutely love for or horror movies. I love things like this so much more than any kind of thing that's serious as with horror. Yeah, these films are just hilarious.
Oh no, agreed. They're full camp, and I live for the camp.
Oh yeah.
So when I saw on Twitter that you were looking to do horror more horror films, and this was one of the ones that you listed. I'm like, oh, got it. Love those two movies.
Yeah,
Bet. Say less.
yeah. Oh yeah. I love being able to get how to like though yeah, my main focus on here is like a lot of geeky films, but I also love I love doing random other or little fun on films that so I can find a good bit to talk about the and with these ones, like I felt like there probably wasn't enough to talk about the if that we just did one of them, but I think that
Yeah.
between the two of them, it's a perfect amount of stuff to talk about. There's a lot of great stuff in these films, and I imagine this review will probably be mostly us just like laughing about different things that are in the films so we enjoy.
Oh, most
I
definitely. The ridiculousness of it all.
Oh yeah. I one like a callback that all back in the second film that I absolutely loved that I was laughing so much at was when and Cole finally when Cole hits Robbie Amell in the balls again, and Robbie Amell's just like, you finally found my dick.
Oh no, yeah, I just finished the second one review too, because it's been a while since I watched it, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, that was great.
Oh yeah, honestly, like so the second one, it's not nearly as good as the first, but
Agreed.
I still really enjoy it.
Same. It
Like,
has its moments of being real fun,
mm-hmm.
but yeah, it kind of compared to the first one, the first one's a little better. But
Oh yeah.
by no means the second one's bad or anything, because it's not. It's
Mm.
just the first one's just a little better. Just a little
Yeah,
better.
I think like the big difference between them that's what caused it to be a bit worse with the second one is with the first one, the director of the two who MCG,
Yeah.
he did not write the first one, but he did write the second one, and it's
Hmm.
one of the only things he's ever written. So I'm guessing he just might not be a great writer.
Possibly because he was on the writing team for the second one.
But yeah, like
Or no, yeah, for the second
so
one.
I was looking up and but so there are only two different things that he's ever written, and one being the Babysitter Killer Queen, and the other is he wrote the story for a TV show in 2002 called Fastlane, but like, I'm guessing maybe the fact that he has not written much is the reason why it does the second one doesn't come off as well as the first one.
Fair.
But
That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
one thing with the second one though that I do think is Ink was a fantastic choice is the addition of Jenna Ortega into it. Like
Yes.
I absolutely loved her in the second one.
Oh, absolutely. She is one of the best parts of the second one. She comes
Oh
in with
yeah.
her introduction into the classroom is so great. It's so
Mhm.
stupid. And she just ends it with, oh, yeah, and I'm and I'm late. And they're like, no, you're not. You're on time. No, I'm late as in I haven't had my period. 9 days to be exact.
Oh yeah, it's great. She fits it's right in, and so I didn't realize till these viewings of the films, the Babysitter Killer Queen is the first horror film that Jenna Ortega's in it, and at least according to what I could find online, which
Yeah, I
and
think you're right. Yeah, I think that's her
and
first horror film technically.
like I had thought that she had done more before that, but apparently that was the first one, and it's surprising how well she did in it, and she just was absolutely amazing in it, and I'm glad that it opened up so many doors for her to be in horror after that.
Oh, okay. So it looks like she was in Insidious Chapter 2, but of course she was a child. So I
Ah,
don't know if you could
okay.
like count that, but damn.
Okay, interesting. And yeah, I want so I feel like I just I don't know where to really I start with these films because there's just so much great stuff to bring up with them. Like the character of B is just so fantastic, and
Yeah.
Samara Weaving is absolutely amazing in these. Is the repeated jokes about why Robbie Amell is shirtless. This is just hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, the one character I think some people might find annoying, but I really I thought was hilarious in both films is Allison and Bella Thorne's character.
Yes. Love
Yeah, like
Allison.
I love her vibe so much, and how she brings a lot of raunchy humor into the films. So there was definitely some without her, but particularly she brings a lot into it.
Oh
It's great.
yeah.
Oh,
And Bella Thorne did a fantastic job with the dumb cheerleader
hmm
trope character, but like the humor, she nailed it. She was one of the best part. She was one of the better villains in my opinion that I like the most personally.
hmm
The other one being God, what's her name?
Sonya.
Yes, Sonia. Yes, I was just like, who? What's the actress? Hana May Lee.
Yeah.
Yes, Sonia. Love
hmm
her,
Oh yeah,
especially in the
that's
second
great.
one. She gets better in the second one. It's just
hmm
chef's kiss.
oh,
Girl dies.
one
Girl dies in horrific ways, but
one
yet
of
she goes out
the
screaming.
one that really surprised me with how good he is in these films is King Bash as John.
Yes.
Like a lot of times people who are online content creators, like even though they're funny online, they don't always translate well
Yeah.
into like actually being actors in films. But he does such a great job and is absolutely hilarious in these films. Uh, I love in the second one where he's like I'm a beautiful black ghost or something. Like I
Seen a
love
beautiful black ghost. I ain't Casper.
yeah, like I really loved how he's like he has to point out how good looking he is. That was great. Oh man, and like I also like really enjoyed both the mom and dad characters, but as played by Leslie Bibb and and Ken and Marino. I think that are great as well.
Yeah.
I it I it really surprises me with the second one on
Mhm.
Melanie's dad how that they
Yes.
actually they gave him an actual character instead of just having him be annoying. It's like so like has a name, he has all this stuff. And the first one, and obviously he's only in like two scenes, and in the cast he's literally just named Melanie's annoying dad.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
No, that's pretty funny.
Oh yeah. And then also like a small character that's appears in both that I enjoyed is the school nurse. This was is hilarious.
Yes. Most definitely. And I like the fact that it begins with him talking
hmm
to him as a counselor. He's like, yeah, I'm a nurse by day and a counselor as
Yeah.
like one of his side gigs. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. It's the one thing I really appreciate about the villains in these two films is how even though they're bad guys, they're trying to bring up Cole's self-esteem the whole time.
Yeah, they
I
most
love
definitely
that.
are.
I love it, and like they also try they also even though they're trying to they successfully kill the let me see the Samuel I think is the sacrifice guy in the I in the first
Yeah.
film. Even though they did that, they were still being nice to him and beforehand, and they were trying to gas him up, and like I just love that aspect of these villains. How much they're like yeah, we're gonna kill you, but we're gonna try to make you feel good about yourself while this is all
Before we do
happening.
it. Yeah. I like that too. It's like, let's give you a little pick me up. Let's make you feel
Uh,
good, happy, give you the self esteem boost, and then we're going to slit your throat.
yep. Oh yeah, it's great.
Especially Robbie
Yeah,
or Max.
yeah,
Sorry,
Max.
Max.
It's amazing how much he's tried to boost who's Cole's self-esteem. It's absolutely hilarious. Like he's like, I'm not even mad you killed me. I like you even more because of that.
Hmm.
And now and he's also not mad, but mad that Cole dooms him to hell, but all because
Yes.
he had sex.
He
Great.
was deflowered. He was tainted. And B knew it. That was the greatest part.
Oh yeah. Oh man. It really saddens me that we haven't gotten a third one of these yet. These films.
Supposedly, from what I have read and found around abouts on the web,
Mhm.
he is working on a third one, but he's looking for a third, I guess a third actor, a
Yeah.
third star actor. And I was like, can
Mhm.
you hurry up? Because I want a
No.
third one.
No, like I it's been 4 years since Killer Queen came out. Like why is this taking so long? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do actually though have three actors as in mind that I think would fit really well into this franchise that as I would love to see for a third film. One of them since the Scream franchise has fired Iron Melissa Barrera, have her reunite with Jenna Ortega as for our um the third Babysitter film. I think would be great.
That would be great. I could
Um,
second that.
and another one on being a Jenna Ortega's co-star from the Wednesday show, which is Emma
Yes.
Myers, who played Enid.
Yes. She'd be
Uh,
great. Enid would
and
be great.
and then finally, my third one on is Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard.
I
Huh.
think I think he could be really fun in this franchise.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't think about putting Matthew Lillard in here. That would be fun. I would watch that.
If we ever actually went down into hell and hell, he could be the person playing the devil for it. I think that would be great.
Oh, I would pay money to see that. I mean, I pay money to Netflix, but I would pay money directly to the director to be like, "Can I see that,
Oh
please?"
yeah, that would be great. I want the third one of these so bad.
So do I. I need it. It needs to be done. Like get to it,
Mhm.
Netflix and
Oh,
MCG. Just get to it. I need it now. Not yesterday. Not tomorrow. Now.
yeah, I like, please don't make us wait any more years for this. This is it's crazy how many years it's been.
Yeah, most definitely. At this point, I take anything.
And the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to make because all these actors are getting bigger in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like the I when Jenna Ortega was in this, as she was not that not very big. Now she's one of the most massive actresses in Hollywood, and same with uh to a lesser extent, but with same with Samara Weaving. She's had a lot of success since then, and um, well, like Robbie Amell has had massive success in Hollywood since then. Like, the longer you wait, the harder it's gonna be to make. So just please just make it already.
Yeah. And with Ju- Judah Lewis, the guy who plays the main character, he
Mhm.
was just in recently a film called Suitable Flesh. It's a horror film for
Uh,
Shutter. So
I want to
he's
watch that film sometime. It
oh no,
looks like
Sam.
it's something that I'll enjoy.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either, but I'm like, this looks interesting. And it's based off of the story of the thing on the doorstep from HP Lovecraft, which I'm a Lovecraft head, so
Okay.
I need to watch that. But nonetheless,
I think one thing with the second film that I definitely did not really like is having Melanie be bad because I like it
uh
didn't really it just it didn't feel like that was actually something that was set up
yeah,
it just felt like it came out of nowhere that she did that. And I feel like if your friend had dealt with this thing and that would have been a deterrent for her to join up.
yeah, agree. Because it was out of the blue.
Hmm.
It was
And
fun. I loved it, but I wish there was like an in
yeah,
between movie or
yeah,
like a spin-off from Melanie and how she decided to get into this cult, devilish cult mess.
and like also like with the so we see that that B is who convinced her to join up into this.
Yeah.
But they're saying that B cares a lot about Cole. Why would she try if she cares about Cole, why would she try and manipulate the one person that Cole really likes still into joining this? Like that's not gonna make things better for Cole.
Yeah, it's really not. Unless she thought that she wasn't going to get him back into the mess.
I don't know. It's that was just one thing I enjoy. And also I would have rather there be a lot more of B in the sequel than
Yeah.
just a couple scenes at the end.
Well, by then she was already kind of a big name with a
Mhm.
bunch of she'd done a few other bigger films, Ready or Not.
Yeah. I,
Gosh, what else?
it, it really like you mentioned like wanting to have an in-between film like I'm really interested in since unlike the other villains, she didn't die. So I want to know what she's been doing all these years since the first film, since at the very end of the first film as a post-credit scene, she's we see her or get up and attack one of the officers that and presumably escape from Cole's house.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested. What has she been up to all this time?
Who knows?
Uh,
Because I'm assuming she's not human. She's a demon. I'm assuming with what we found out in the second one that she made a deal with a demon. So I'm assuming she became one, and that's why she's been going around kind of doing what that nurse did with her. I mean,
mhm.
like, will you do anything for your dream? So I'm assuming she became
Maybe,
a demon of some sort.
maybe that could make sense.
She can't technically die, well, except for what
Yeah.
happens in the second one.
Though I
But
think what they're trying to say with the with what happens at the end of the second one is that even though they all burned up and were sent back down to hell, they're able to come back again in 2 years,
yeah,
which at this point it won't have been 2 years when they come back, but
I
unless
think
they
it'd be I think it'd be funny that if the film comes out, say in it'd be 6 years past, say it'd be 6 years, right?
Mhm.
And it's every 2 years they come back, and this is like what obviously time in the future, set in the future, from the 2020, and they're back again 2 years after the last time they came, and it's just a story of them. We've handled them once, we've handled them twice, we've handled them 3 times. This is like the fourth time we've dealt with them, and they're back again.
uh, I'm interested where which way they'll be going for a third one of are is the villains going to be trying to go after somebody else and maybe Cole and Phoebe have to save that other person, Or and the reason I say possibly going after someone else is because they obviously can't do the ritual anymore with Cole.
Yeah.
Or will they maybe just as say fuck it, okay, we don't care about the ritual. We just want revenge against Cole, and they just keep going after Cole.
Or depending on how far in the future it goes, we wait. What if Cole and Phoebe have a kid? Say this movie comes out in like 5 years. What if they have a kid
That could be interesting.
and they go after his kid?
That could definitely be interesting. And I imagine at that point Cole is going to have that his house is completely a like filled with security and booby traps. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's got which would be a fun like they like I think they've been out for a long time. I'm though there are also people have been people who don't want it, but with the Home Alone franchise, as people have wanted to see like a scary version of Kevin McAllister as an adult.
Yeah.
This could kind of be a version of doing something like that. But with this franchise version, I think that would be a really fun thing to see.
Yeah, most definitely.
Uh, um, the I'm trying to think. I love all the moments of Allison complaining about how she got shot in the boob.
Twice, both movies, she got hit in
Yeah,
the boob.
yeah, and how she's like how when Cole defends himself against her, she's like, "Hey, you pervert!" Uh, because as he hit her in the boob, which honestly, if I were him, I'd probably do the same thing because it makes sense. That's going to hurt her the most.
Yeah. I mean, in the second film, she did it to herself
Yeah.
because she was firing off a bullet while surrounded by rocks. So it bounced off rocks and shot her in the
Oh
boob.
yeah. I I love in the second film, how she just gets it's stuck between two rocks, and they just
Yeah, that was gross.
pull her down.
They just pull her down.
I thought that was a great death scene.
Yeah, and you see her
Um,
neck stretch and shit. And I'm like, that's disgusting, but it's so
and
funny and
yeah,
ridiculous.
and like Anya just getting hit by that surfboard
Yeah, but it took forever for Sonya to die because she just won't go down.
yeah. Uh,
I mean, in the
oh,
first one, she was set on fire
mhm.
or she exploded, but like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's great. All like I think it's like probably only one death in either film that I don't like, and that's Max's death in the first one.
yeah, the hanging of
Like,
them.
yeah, like that, like instead of going, I think instead of them going for like, or for this thing that is sadly a real life thing that some people do,
Yeah,
they should have just like with all the other deaths should have been like, we're gonna go with something creative and funny. I don't think that anyone probably looked at that was like, that's funny.
that's
Uh,
fair.
yeah,
Yeah,
most of the deaths of the films are just absolutely amazing. Like Max in the second one has a great death
yeah,
with the
propeller,
the propeller,
the boat propeller to the face.
and not but then before right before that the silly string, he's like, silly string, that's weak.
Silly
But
string is flammable.
flammable. Yeah. Oh man.
And for those of you listening, for a brief summary of the films, if you're confused, if you have not watched them, please do yourself a favor and do it on Netflix. But
Yeah.
basically, in the first one, it's a babysitter babysitting this preteen kid, gets all her friends involved, and they're all a cult, and they try to kill him because he's a virgin. Obviously, he's a preteen, and then they all die. Second one, obviously, except for B, and then the second one, they all come back. He's a in high school, what, sophomore, junior?
Junior, I think he said.
Junior, and People think he's crazy.
Mhm.
They come back.
Yeah.
It finds out his friend from the first one, his childhood friend, is in on it.
Mhm.
He's crazy. It's like, hi, they try to kill him. Oh, because he's a virgin. It doesn't work.
Uh, uh,
He gets
oh.
deflowered, and then they all die. They go drag back to
you
hell.
know, you know, you say like with your summary of the first one of like they try to kill him because he's a virgin.
Well, try to get his
I
blood.
don't, yeah, like that's I'm actually like interested. Do you think that had he not messed with their plans, do you think he would have died that night? I don't think he would have. I think he if he hadn't decided to stay up late and try to catch her having sex, I think that he would have just had some blood taken and he would have just never known and he wouldn't have died. Like I don't think they were actually
Mm,
wanting to kill him and
well,
until he
true.
messed with things.
Yeah.
It's an interesting I think 'cause I like that was something I was thinking about while watching him. I was like, do they or do they not? Because I'm not sure.
Well, they try to kill him. I mean,
Well, yeah, yeah, they
that's a good.
definitely tried to
Well, I mean,
kill him
well, yeah,
afterwards, but
yeah.
I mean,
Afterwards,
if he hadn't messed with
I
it,
don't know. I don't. Honestly, I don't think they would because I don't think B would have done that.
hmm
So I
it's
think
like
yeah, they would have because
I
he would
think
have been out cold. They would have took his blood and probably killed the guy, clean up the mess, and all been out before his parents got home.
yeah, like I do think I think everything like at the beginning of the film, I think between in Cole and B is genuine. It's not
Yeah,
her putting on an act. Um, one thing I did find funny I in the first one that kind of shows her evil side I before it actually before we get to all the cult stuff is there's a clear difference in how in when Cole and O and B are reenacting those scenes from the projector, there's a clear difference of of how you can how Cole looks versus B. Like it feel like you can see genuinely and scariness is on B's face, which shows how good of an actor she is versus Cole or Cole is like it doesn't and like you can't really see anything actually scary with him he just and no, this isn't even like a complaint on his real life actor. I mean, the character of Cole is not a good actor, and versus you can see with B, she is, and she can create an actually genuine looking scary face is just from those scenes.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree.
Mhm.
Because if you would just took that, drank that, I think she put something in his drink, but he
Mhm.
decided not to take it. He would probably would have been fine. But then if he did
Oh
that,
yeah.
we wouldn't have a movie.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
And it's not like saying that it doesn't make sense. And doing what he did, he is a free team boy. Of course, he's gonna be interested in something like that.
yeah.
I do think I think it is funny though how he's like he thought they would be having an orgy, but he doesn't know what an orgy is, and and his description of it, Max responds, that's actually a pretty good description. Sad people who want to other people to accept them. Damn, that's great. Oh man.
On the gold of the first movie. But Sonia, I just love how weird she is. Of course, that's the same actress that's from Pitch Perfect, where she just whispers,
Ah,
"You
I
want to see a
didn't
dead
know that.
body?"
That's cool.
I love that. I love that.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but Sonia is she's a character. She's just so weird and then becomes very unhinged when shit goes
hmm
south, and she's like, "Fine, I'm gonna fucking kill you." And in the
Uh,
second one, she's like, I'm done with your shit. I'm going to fucking kill you. with a
And
flamethrower.
I love how she's how she before though actually tried to kill Cole.
Yeah.
She turns over to the turns over to the guy who is trying to who abuse it was Phoebe. It was just like die rapist and as a
Yes.
the flavor at him.
He kills the
Oh, that
man.
was great.
The one kill that she did right.
Yeah, like things like that, like things like that mixed with the with how they like try to bring up his Cole's self-esteem. Maybe think like, yeah, they're killers, but these people might not be all bad.
Yeah, they
I
might
like
not
her.
be all terrible. I mean, they're terrible
Like,
people, but like
like,
not
like
fully.
I can't like yeah, they're willing to kill people, but but they still have morals. They still can care about these care about even the people they're killing. It's
Yeah. Would you rather
oh
have the person die with some gratification and happiness and
uh,
fulfillment than just
oh yeah.
to just kill them in cold blood?
It's and I love how Max is just like, I'm not like the others. I'm not here for this cult stuff. I just want to kill people.
That's psychotic, but at least he's honest about it.
Yeah, and you know how we find out in the second one that part of what made him want to kill people is dealing with Karens,
Yeah.
which kind of understandable.
Yeah, but you know, the Karen did have a point. Why don't you have your fucking shirt on?
That's a good. It is a
And
good
you're dealing with
question.
Greece, my dude. Why
Why
don't you have your shirt on?
it's a really great running joke with the films of him not
Yeah,
having a
his
shirt on.
shirt on for whatever reason.
Hey, and Cole kept asking that in the first one, and like they give him these responses. He's like, those don't mean anything. Those don't answer the question at all.
He's
Why is
comping
he shirtless?
because he's compensating for something. I kind in the first one, I kind of got the idea before we found out what he was compensating for. I thought he was in the closet.
Ah,
I
interesting.
still kind of think he's in the
He
closet.
could be. He could be. He like either he could either be gay or he could be he could be bi.
Yeah,
Um,
because he was
he could
flirting
even be.
with what's his name? Was it? I think he was
I don't even know. Like
Samuel. I think he was like he says. I remember him saying
I
something
could.
of the lines of
So
like,
yeah. He said he called him
like
a
that.
stud. I think.
Yeah, but like some of
Yeah,
the way
I
he
could.
acts around some of the male characters around in the films, I'm like, oh, side eye
So
makes
with
sense.
him, I feel like I have no problem with him being
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
gay,
As a bisexual man, I, of
but
course I have no problem with it.
I kind of feel like with him, it wasn't actually real flirting always. Always. I think it was for a lot of it, he was just joking around, and he finds the idea of flirting and funny, which
Fair.
leans me towards maybe he might be asexual.
That's an idea. Yeah.
And
Didn't think about
I
that.
think that's I think it's I think there's like sadly there's not a lot of characters that are allowed to be asexual, and that's and
Yeah.
it's nice whenever franchises do actually allow something like that. So I think it would
Yeah.
be cool if they chose us to go out like that.
Yes, I get that. Yeah. Yeah. It
Um.
would be cool and it would kind of explain some things when it comes to Max and how he jokes around when he with flirting like he doesn't take it too seriously
Mhm.
or the fact that he just doesn't seem granted, I mean, that's what
Like,
we're only seeing
mhm,
what the movie sees because we don't really
mhm,
see more of Max's like personal life. So all of this that I'm spewing or that we're talking about
mhm.
is all
Oh yeah,
speculation,
yeah,
but
definitely.
it would explain a
Yeah.
lot if it was like if he was in the Alphabet Mafia, asexual,
Yeah,
bisexual, any of the sort
oh yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
combination.
Anything like I like. he's a character who I could see going any way, whether it be him being straight or him being gay, being bi, I or pan,
Yeah,
or asexual, and I would be absolutely happy with any of them. And it's he just he doesn't feel like a character where he's like super leaning into anything,
yeah,
and I think I think like there's only one character where I feel like are of the villains who I feel like is it's clear where he lies, and that is King Bash's character. I think is definitely a straight guy.
yeah, yeah, most definitely.
And I think he definitely wanted to get with Allison.
Yeah,
Another joke from King Bash's character I really enjoyed is him pointing out that happily the second one he didn't die
yeah,
first Urs because he's Urs because we're in a post Jordan Peele horror world.
yeah.
Oh, that was a great joke. I with the character of Phoebe, I really enjoyed the Alice idea of her wanting to be Alice and how she had her own little
Rabbit.
rabbit hole in her family's cabin. That was a really cool looking basement area. I would
Yeah,
love to go there at some point.
most definitely.
Uh, I did not think in the scenes of the cabin, and I did not think we needed the need to see a accidentally throws piss all over her. That was a little weird, but
I mean, she kind of asked for it by by spooking
uh,
him when in the middle of him peeing. So she had to think that that could possibly happen with her doing that.
yeah. But the I think I at the beginning of the first film, outside, I think it's funny how Cole really thought he was sneaky as he was sitting in the car with R with B, and he started looking down her chest. He really
Mhm.
thought he was sneaky. He was not sneaky at all.
Oh no, he most definitely wasn't.
Like
He tried.
I'm pretty sure she knew what he was doing.
Yeah, most
Uh,
definitely.
the I think I really enjoyed with Melanie's dad how much he cares about the car more than her. I think that
Exact.
was
Yeah.
hilarious. And,
The fact that he didn't seem to give a shit about his arms being chopped off.
yeah, like
I was like, bruh, your arm just got chopped off. And she chopped off the other one. I don't think you
if
can
I
ground
feel
her at
like
this
if
point.
yeah, I feel like I would have loved if there was like when she was cutting off his arms, if like she was just so obviously he's trying to ground her, her like right after chopping the first arm off, she'd be like, try again. Like I think that would have been really funny if I like he's trying to ground her, but she's like, nope, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh man. Dude.
Mm,
Oh, it does it saddens me, but it makes sense. The having the parents even thought he was crazy, which there
yeah.
sadly are a lot of parents like that. Though outside of that, I do think they were pretty decent parents.
Yeah.
Um, hey, what was it? Um, the dad really thought that thought though that John King Bash's character was a good guy up until Cole was on the ground and he just grabbed the sword off the wall, taking his chance. Hey,
Yeah. I was like, oh no. He sees that I'm evil. Because that's not the proper reaction. You don't take a sword off the wall and go after a kid. That's not something you
oh
do.
yeah. Oh man. Oh, the one thing that I mean with the second one that I thought was very out of place that is that I didn't really like. was the video game fighting thing between Phoebe and Melanie.
I kind of digged it. I digged
I
it. I thought it
like
was campy.
I think I would have liked it if there wasn't Phoebe doing the fireball because that just was like everything else. I was like, okay, I can suspend my disbelief here, but I like the fireball one. I was just like, she doesn't have superpowers.
No, it's all. I mean, it's none of that was real, but I liked it for the fact it gave Scott Pilgrim vibes,
Hmm.
and it also gave Charlie's Angel vibes because MCG directed the first two, the original Charlie's Angels films with
Hmm.
Cameron Diaz and stuff. So it kind of gave a call back to that because those fight scenes in those movies were campy, not necessarily the
Yeah,
video game vibe, but they were as ridiculous. That fight scene was as ridiculous as those were. So I'm like, okay, there it is.
I can see that.
There's the camp from those movies that he brought into here. I see what he was trying to
Hmm.
do.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think what else is there we should bring up.
Um,
Like Cole's scaredness for needles. I feel like if I were him in the scene in the first film where they're actually taking his blood,
yeah,
hey, I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine yeah, I'm not afraid of needles. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. But like when I think if I actually was like focused on something else, like trying to make sure that they don't notice that I'm awake, I would not be able to stop myself from screaming if someone
no,
stabs something into me,
yeah, no.
which is surprising that he was able to stop himself like that.
Oh yeah, I couldn't stop myself. I hate needles with a fiery passion.
Mm,
I can get blood work done and stuff, but like, no, you stick a needle in me, you're gonna know that I'm awake because I'm gonna
yeah,
be like,
I
why is there a needle in me?
I so I get plasma as a way to make money, and
Mhm.
I've gotten used to needles going in me twice a week, but it's so I'm not nearly as like scared of needles as I used to be.
Mhm.
But so it's but yeah, I used to be really afraid of them, so I have them where I had to completely look away if I ever had to get a shot, and I cannot imagine in a situation like this. And even still, so now, even though I'm not afraid of needles going into myself,
Mhm.
I actually have more trouble seeing them go into someone else. Like if I'm watching a movie and there's a scene that has a needle going in someone, like I get squirmy from that, but I don't with myself, which is so interesting to me.
I'm like that with needles on movies too, as well as sometimes the gore will get me because I hate the sight of blood.
I understand
But
that.
like, I will watch the
I think
goriest movies. I will just like look away and kind of look through my fingers. I'm like, that's gross. And I'm like, one eye
I
open,
I
unless it's
think
ridiculous, and then I know
yeah.
it's not real. So,
Yeah, for me, when it comes to blood and gore, or in movies, like if it's ridiculous, then I have no problem with it. If it's
yeah,
actually like, if they're like trying to make it look really real and then I'll have some trouble with it, and I particularly will have trouble with if there is as a scene where someone is being cut into. So
oh,
a medical scene of a scene where I mean having that has gore and blood and stuff like that. Like I will have so much more trouble with something like that than someone getting their head blown off or something.
yeah,
And that's so it's so interesting to me what causes my brain to be like this thing that is cleanly done and on and done in a professional fashion and action, that's bad. But this
yeah.
thing of thing where it's just all of a sudden and blood spurting out of someone, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think but I'm surprised if as if you have trouble sometimes with gore. That these are films that you actually gravitate towards of what wanting to talk about.
Wait, I'm
The,
sorry.
I said I'm surprised with these films as being such gore heavy ones that honestly they're ones that you wanted to talk about since you said
Oh,
that you don't do
yeah.
what great with gore.
I don't, but I will sit there and I will watch it. But this score is like so ridiculous. It's,
Mhm.
but yet it also does kind of have a realism to it in a way. So it kind of gets like that's
Oh,
gross, but that's hilarious. So it doesn't really affect me like, say,
okay.
like Saw. Saw,
Yeah, I
I
have
will,
not.
I have watched some of the goriest movies. Saw being an example. That's not I've seen far gorier than that. But I
Mhm.
will watch the goriest movies. I will just be like, ew, let me look away for like 2 seconds because that's
Yeah,
disgusting.
yeah, I haven't got myself to watch the Saw movies yet.
Their journey.
Yeah, and imagine like you really got to get yourself invested in it to be able to want to binge through them for the first time because there's so many
Yeah.
of them.
I did that in college with a friend of mine, and she's like, "You haven't seen Saw?" I'm like, "Nope." She's like, "We're gonna marathon them through
Oh
them
God.
all." We did it all in one night. We were watching Saw movies until like 2 or 3 in the morning,
Oh wow.
and we started at
That's
like early afternoon the day before. Yeah, it's a lot.
I can imagine. Oh man. Is there anything else that you really want to talk about with these films?
With these films, let me think. I mean, we talked about of the camp of it all, B, the babysitter in question, the leader of the cult, demon. She's a demon.
Yeah.
Death
Yeah.
scenes.
It's great when the dad finds him at the end of the second film. He's like,
Yes.
"Cole, I found the babysitter." It's like,
B, where have you been?
yes.
Oh, hi. You raised yourself a fine son. What?
I mean, I mean, I'm wondering just like him, where have you been these past few years since we know you were alive?
Exactly. Where the frick have you been? Death scenes, Cole, crazy. He's not crazy. People think he's crazy. Bet childhood friend, Psycho, Bella Thorne, great. Actress that plays Sonia, amazing. Max, fantastic. Loves his being shirtless. I think we hit all the stops.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
Um,
I
I
just hope there's a
would
third one.
have, yeah, yeah, obviously. I would want to ask you since I gave three actors that I would love to see join the franchise for a third one.
Mhm.
Are there any actors or actresses that you would like to see a join in for a third one?
Okay. So, one that comes to my mind right away is Anna Taylor-Joy.
Okay, I can see
As
that.
if they do a new film where it's like a new babysitter and she's part of the cults, Anna
Okay.
Taylor-Joy would be fun. As far as anyone else,
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Anna Taylor-Joy stuff. Has she been in much like comedic stuff like this?
um, not really. Well, I guess the closest thing she's been in that's a horror comedy is The Menu, but
Uh,
that's not really
I just
funny.
yeah, I'm
Ha
like
ha. That's
yeah,
like
yeah. That I'm like
with darker humor.
I'm just trying to think of like how well she actually would fit into it because I'm like I from what I know of her, I'm pretty sure she's known for like more serious stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm there. I wouldn't mind her being a part with her, but I was wondering how exactly she would fit.
she's a scream queen,
Mm.
and she hasn't really done much in comedic stuff. So I think that would be a fun
Oh
way to
yeah.
see the actress see her do a more comedic role in a horror comedy. Um, I know we're never gonna see it. I would love Margot Robbie to be in the movie and have like
Hmm.
her be a mom or some shit,
I could.
and then make a joke or a comment on how her and Weaver
Uh,
look similar?
I could actually see that
Weaving,
happening.
yeah, her and Weaving.
Happening. They like there's already been sign having a joke about how they look similar with when as they appeared briefly together in the Babylon movie.
They did?
Yeah, she
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I think it was like I think Samara Weaving was playing like um it was either a body double or it was a like replacement actress as for for context I the film Babylon is about old-timey Hollywood.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie's character is an actress and um she was doing this film shoot, and it was either a body double for her being played by I Samara Weaving, or it was it's like that she was being fired or something, and Samara Weaving a character was replacing her because they look similar.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great that they lean into that.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
could
that's
I
what I
could
would
see
like to.
I could definitely see a her being willing to join something like this. She seems to be very willing to do very wacky stuff of like that. I think that would be great to see.
Oh, most definitely.
I mean, like I had said like Matthew Lillard playing the devil, but I wouldn't mind if they had a woman playing the devil. They could have Margot Robbie being the devil in it. That would be great.
Margot Robbie would be fantastic as the devil, or have Sigourney Weaver
I could see
have
that.
a very
I could,
similar role to like how she was in the Cabin in the Woods, where she
mhm.
was the main villain, behind the
I
scenes
could see
villain.
that.
I think that'd
Yeah.
be great. Or like Jamie Lee Curtis or some famous scream queen from
I
the
think I would definitely rather Sigourney Weaver
That's true.
than
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis just because I don't like Jamie Lee Curtis. But but yeah, I could definitely see them trying to bring some famous scream queen in as the devil for this franchise because I do think that would be a great play thing to have in the third film of them maybe going actually down into hell for it.
Yes, I would love to see them go down to hell.
Though I think it would be interesting, but one of the fun things that you can do with having going down the hell is having characters appear that are dead.
Yeah.
But because this is a franchise where all the dead characters just already come back, it makes me wonder what could they actually do interesting with the setting of hell? Because that seems like the only really interesting thing that they would be able to do with it.
Make a Dante's Inferno scenario where they go through the different rings of hell
That can be interesting.
and they have to get to the center and they find
Hmm.
and they find out, oh, there's no devil. It's just B. B's the devil. She overthrew the devil themselves and took their spot.
That'd
That'd
be
be great.
great. Oh yeah.
Just go through a
Oh.
whole epic journey of camp and chaos. Going through the rings of hell, Dante
And,
style.
and in place of having just like having characters returning from films that are dead, and they could have like I think it would be funny if they had just characters out of other franchises pop up in hell like the death from the Bill and Ted movies could show up. Like
Yes.
that could be. I think that would be a great way to have some cameos in there. Like though I wouldn't have him just play the devil again. And I would probably have him like just being like a demon or something. But like you could have Tom Ellis pop up. Do you know who that is?
Tom Ellis.
Yeah.
Refresh my memory.
He was the main actor in the Lucifer TV show.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I know who you're talking about.
Like or and then just maybe have like some random villain characters pop up in Hobbit Hell for other franchises, and probably particularly things that Netflix owns.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
You could have as a reference to the Wednesday show, they could have Uncle Fester being in hell.
Oh,
I think
that'd
that
be
would be
great.
great. Yeah.
That'd be great.
I feel like Fred Armisen, who plays Uncle Fester in that, would probably be down to do something like that.
Oh yeah, no, most
Uh,
definitely.
I don't think there's much else to talk about these films. Talking
Yeah.
about our wine. Is there
Mhm.
any last anything you'd like to say before I end this off?
First off, thank you for having me on an
You're wel-
episode of your podcast. Love to
Great.
talk about all things horror, especially the Babysitter franchise
Oh yeah.
series.
Oh yeah. Thank you for coming on, man.
Of course. And outside that, I mean, yeah, I'll give you a link that will be basically my link tree, and you could go listen
Oh,
to the House of Ideas as well as my other podcasts I do with a bunch of my friends as well. So if you're looking for something, a podcast on mythology, if you want to listen to a podcast on more horror films and genre of horror, I have one for that too called Spookocalypse. I have one on
yeah.
books called The Book Watchers. I have a plethora
Nice.
of shows I do with a bunch of friends because one of my things I always told myself is I'm going to do a big project with a bunch of friends and like, cool. And then all my friends are like, cool, I want to do a show on this. Great, cool, we'll do it. And but now it's
Nice.
turned into like that. So, but you can see the link in
All
the
right.
description and stuff, and I'll take you to everything that I'm part of. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Neonic
Yeah.
Pumpkin on Twitter. If you want to follow me
Yeah.
directly, I post a lot of Marvel horror movie stuff. So just a
Yeah.
nerd.
Yeah, just definitely check out all of Devan's podcasts. And check out his Twitter.
Yep.
It's a great time. Which I'll probably be coming on call on sometime. I'm
Of
for
course.
the House of Ideas.
Yep.
As we've already talked about doing one on the character of She-Hulk. So look out for
Yes.
that. At the at Oh, thank you for coming on. I loved having you on. It was great talking to you, and
Of
you're
course.
welcome to come on anytime again if and that you want because I'm always willing to talk about just about any film.
Mhm.
Though obviously I lean a lot more towards the fun and ridiculous ones.
Of course.
But yeah, I'm usually not too picky. If you have any kind of film that you want to talk about, just shoot me a message and I'll be happy to have you on to talk about it.
Of course. Love to.
All right. Thank you everyone for listening. If you like this game analysis, please give a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or a 5-star rating on Spotify. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the episodes. So please let me know. And if you'd like to listen more from me, please subscribe. Many more game analysis from me coming, so keep on the lookout. This again is your host, Smash Trivia John, signing off.